Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
It's been nearly a year since Michigan voters said yes to recreational marijuana. Today, the state started picking who can grow and sell it.
An investigation into hazing within the De La Salle High School football team now has police seeking answers from the school's top leaders. Right now, there are 3 separate investigations going on involving Warren De La Salle High School.
And this morning, the school's president spent hours at the police station, was in no mood to talk about the allegations that led the school to end their football season early.
Yeah, Priya Mann joins us live. Priya, what are sources saying about the status of the leadership in the athletics department?
Well, Kim, sources are telling Local 4 there's been a big shakeup at the top of the athletic department, but I spoke to the president a short time ago. He says there's been no staffing changes. You know, this should have been a big playoff game for the Pilots. Instead, the players allegedly involved, the players who allegedly didn't say anything, and the players who didn't have anything to do with the alleged hazing incident, they've all been sidelined.
If they've lost a chance to play in a major game, how do you make up to the players for something like this happening?
The ones who weren't.
Yeah, exactly.
Allegations of hazing on the Pilots football team cost the defending champs a playoff game and abruptly ended the season. Friday morning, De La Salle President John Knight spent hours at the Warren police station and would not take questions from Local 4.
I was not aware of the situation until the media called me, but it's all been clarified now, and we're satisfied that we're getting good cooperation from the administration at De La Salle.
Sources tell the Free Press varsity football players allegedly used broomsticks in a sexual manner to initiate younger players. De La Salle admits hazing has deeper roots and was more pervasive than originally thought.
Any investigation would include talking to the coach, talking to some of the players, students, and that. So it could be a very lengthy investigation.
On Friday, classes were canceled after someone made a threat on social media, threatening to shoot students during school mass. This comes after a 17-year-old walked into the school with a knife Thursday. Warren police now investigating 3 separate cases at the all-boys Catholic high school.
It's really sad, and I'm not sure, what they're going to do about it and what else is going to go on.
And that threat made over Snapchat canceled classes at 3 Catholic high schools in Warren and Novi. Warren Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer expects investigators to start talking to players as early as next week. Reporting live from Warren, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Yeah, all right, Priya. And as Priya mentioned, De La Salle, just one of several Catholic schools closed today over school threats. Others included Regina Catholic High School, University of Detroit Jesuit, and Catholic Central in Novi. Unknown at this point if the threats are all connected.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we're getting our first look at this De La Salle student accused of bringing a knife to school. Police say 17-year-old Cody Brocker will be charged as an adult after being caught on camera with a knife. That charge is a misdemeanor, possessing a weapon at a weapons-free school. We're told the teen says he was being bullied and he brought the knife to school to defend himself.
Other big news here at 6, the UAW votes to send the tentative agreement with Ford to the rank and file. Voting on the deal proposal is going to start on Monday. It needs to wrap up by November 15th. And the deal, of course, follows the pattern set by GM. It includes $6 billion in product investment, a $9,000 bonus, the same pay raises as GM's deal. It also keeps the same health care. It also gives temporary workers the path to full-time jobs and pay over the life of the contract, which will run for 4 years. Now, unless UAW members vote down the agreement made with Ford, it's looking like Ford's Romeo engine plant is going to close. Closure would happen in December of 2022, so still 3 years away, but that's with about 600 employees that are being offered buyouts or transfers. As Nick Monticelli reports tonight, local leaders are concerned about a major loss of revenue in the area.
How do you feel about the Ford plant closing?
Four Corners Diner is the kind of community place that loves and supports everything about the community. And when they found out the Ford engine plant is likely closing?
Actually, my heart broke. It really did. There's a lot of, the Ford plant has a huge impact on the community. It's been here since, the early 1960s.
And Marty Hutnick, the owner here, says the workers down the street are family.
They'd phone in their orders. They'd come in and it'd be sitting on a table ready for them. They go to the rug, quick hug, and they're out the door.
And while many of these conversations are centering around the jobs, there's a much larger conversation happening in the Main Street area. It's about tax revenue. How can the Village of Romeo operate without a third of its tax revenue coming in?
It's very significant, right? It's a devastating loss.
Christine Malzahn is the village president in Romeo and says fortunately with the plant slated to close in December 2022, that gives them time.
We need to be proactive rather than reactive. So let's seriously, from day tomorrow, looking at rolling up our sleeves and figuring out how we're going to get through this.
Economic leaders in the area were blindsided by the news. Today, new conversations have already begun. Who wants to move in? And sources are telling us there is interest. That's good news for the communities like Bruce Township, which also stands to lose about $400,000 in revenue.
I don't think we really do have a way to make it up. You know, we're staying positive, like Christine said, and you know, I mean, really, it's a big plant, and you know, there's things on the horizon, like maybe solar panels, or maybe Ford will go into electric cars. I mean, it's already tooled a certain way.
In Romeo, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Okay, Nick. A car slams through the doorway of a Detroit gas station. Watch as the car smashes into the store at McNichols and Schaefer Highway. We're told something happened with the car's brakes causing the crash. A manager, customer, and the driver were all taken to the hospital. They are all expected to be okay.
Today was the first day the Michigan Marijuana Regulatory Agency began accepting applications for recreational marijuana businesses. It has been a year now since voters approved recreational marijuana in the state. Jamie Edmonds gives us the rundown on what's happened and what's to come as the marijuana business grows.
Michigan voters approved medical marijuana back in 2008, and it took a while to get businesses like this one up and running. So when do recreational businesses get going? Well, that answer still up in the air.
If you wanted to go full gram, we got Sunset Sherbert.
It's been 12 months since voters approved recreational marijuana. So the question is, in 1 year, where are we?
It's embryonic. It's just growing and just starting.
That's Stuart Carter, owner of Utopia Gardens, a medical marijuana business open for 2 years in Detroit. Today, like many others, Carter began the process of getting licensed for the business of recreational marijuana, as today was the first day the state began accepting applications.
Our first one came in at 12:17 this morning, and we already issued our first approval at 1 o'clock this morning. Our staff was more than ready. They couldn't wait to get to this point of actually implementing the program and starting to do the actual review.
The executive director of the Michigan Regulatory Agency tells us the process is twofold. First, get pre-qualified with background checks, pay $6,000. Step 2 is more involved and includes business models and municipality information. Step 2 is where Detroiters hit a snag, as the city has opted out of recreational marijuana, at least for now. The city council plans to work on an ordinance and pass it before they opt in, and people like Carter can continue the licensing process. Once all of that is done and businesses are state approved, most recreational businesses will have to start with seeds.
That whole cycle has to be completed. Growing clones and then, having the plants vegetate and then flower. And we're looking at a minimum of 3 and probably 5 months before that flower starts coming on market.
So for those looking for recreational marijuana shops, you'd be safe to start looking in mid-2020. Jamie Edmonds, Local 4.
Yeah, all these municipalities figuring it out for themselves is clearly a weird hurdle here for everyone to figure out. But the city believes, Detroit, that they will have their recreational ordinance in place by early next year, so folks like Carter can continue on with a licensing application through the state. We turn to good health now. This weekend, as you know, marks the end of daylight saving time. There is an ongoing debate over whether changing the clocks is still useful at all, but for now it's unavoidable.
Yeah, gaining an hour certainly sounds like a positive thing to most of us, but it's actually not all good news for your health.
It's almost that time again. While experts agree falling back is generally easier on our bodies than springing forward, any time shift can cause problems. One of the biggest issues with the end of daylight saving time is losing an hour of afternoon daylight. One study found hospitals saw an 11% increase in complaints about symptoms of depression after we set the clocks back in the fall. To counter the loss of natural light, experts recommend seeking out more sunlight earlier in the day or using a light box to bring some of the benefits indoors. A study in Finland found hospitalizations for stroke increased nearly 10% after setting the clocks forward or back. But a University of Michigan study found the number of heart attacks dropped 21% on the Tuesday after falling back. MDOT wants to remind drivers that it can be more difficult to see people walking, running, or riding bikes in the evenings after the time change. U of M researchers also found pedestrians were more at risk from a motor vehicle crash in the weeks following the return to standard time. The most dangerous time, the first hour of darkness each day.
And while most enjoy that extra hour of sleep, experts say you can adjust to the time change more quickly by staying up 30 minutes later tonight and tomorrow night.
Of course, here's the problem. Pets and
babies, 9-month-olds named Basil.
Don't pay any attention to what we're doing with our maneuvering of the clocks.
Exactly.
So if you have either, of course, you're going to be getting up when they usually do anyway,
Yeah,
right?
I'm really worried
have you had
about
the conversation
that.
with Basil?
Right,
trying
I've
to
been
explain
talking to him all this week. We'll see what happens. Probably going to wake up at 4 instead of 5 in the morning. All right, time now for our check of the national stories you'll see ahead at 6:30 on NBC Nightly News.
Lester Holt is in New York tonight with the preview. Hi, Lester.
Hey, Kim and Devin, good to see you. Coming up for us tonight, the new lawsuit from the survivor of a chilling home invasion. She called 911 and no one came. Plus, could an Amazon Alexa be the only witness to a possible murder? Police get recordings, hoping to listen for evidence.
Which is what we all seem to be wondering these days. What exactly do our devices hear and record?
Yeah, privacy advocates have been asking that very question. They want to know what's recorded, what's saved. But police, on the other hand, in this case, say Alexa could help them find out what happened moments before a woman's murder. So we're going to talk about those two competing interests when we see you on Nightly News.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Lester. Well, it seems to be happening earlier every single year.
And if you listen to any of the local radio stations today, you already know it's happening. And what we're talking about, we'll have that coming up. Ho, 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 Ben.
Yes, we're getting to that time. But as we head into the weekend, we've got more snow coming tomorrow. That extra hour on Sunday is going to buy us some more sunshine. But we'll tell you if we can find some warmer temperatures in that 7-day forecast.
Up next, you may not know his name, but this guy's a major big deal in the world of dance, and his visit to Cass Tech today was very special. We'll have that coming up.